Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the
Colors. I'm Colors. Today we're going to be making an exciting video. Santa Claus is coming to Gnomesville, and this is what he looks like. He's in his sleigh. He's got his toy pack on the back. He's not hard to do. You just follow along. And I'll tell you about the supplies we're going to use in just a minute. Today we're going to need some 2-ply jute, some berries, some red berries. We're going to use 2 of these mini tree skirts from Dollar Tree. We're going to use some of these little bows from Dollar Tree. Some wired garland ties from Dollar Tree. We're going to need a 4x4 beard and a 3x4 piece of the same fur for his back hair. And then we're going to use this candy cane from Hobby Lobby. They come in a package of 6. A little gift present from Dollar Tree. A couple of little red bows. I got this one from Hobby Lobby, and this one I ordered in bulk on Amazon, so you're just going to kind of have to use what you have for the little one. And then we're going to use some of these bells, doorbells from Dollar Tree. A package of these men's socks, Juncture men's socks from Dollar Tree. They come 4 in a package, and we're going to use all 4 of them. They're size 6 through 12. We're going to use some Coral Cove paint made by Tester's Craft Paints. And I used that on a 1 1/4 inch ball and 2 1-inch balls, wood balls, for his nose and hands. We're going to use a 14-inch by 1 1/2 inch piece of black felt for his belt. I just have a 19-inch piece here, and that way I can make sure I have it fit exactly right, but it comes out to be about a 14-inch belt. We're going to use these craft clamps from Dollar Tree. You get 2 in a package for the $1.25, and I'm going to use a few of those today. And some polyester fiber fill. We're going to use a 12-inch plush hat for his costume. Some flat marbles. Some rubber bands. And I think that's everything. Our glue gun and our scissors and our comb. So I'll be right back with you and we'll get started. The sleigh as well. The sleighs I got at Hobby Lobby, and they have like 3 different sizes. So this size is a 16-inch sleigh, and it's going to be roughly about $15 with that 50% discount that they're running. So really a nice sleigh, and he fits perfectly into this sleigh. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got 2 of the black socks out here. We're going to start with just a basic sock gnome body. So we're going to cut off right here for the arms. Trying to cut through 2 here. We'll put those aside for the arms. And then we're going to use one of these for the body. Put the other one aside. We're going to use that as well. And so for the body, you want to put some marbles in the bottom. Like that. And then we'll stuff him until he's 9 inches tall at the rubber band. When you fasten him and measure him from the bottom to the rubber band, it should be 9 inches. So So I'll do mine and I'll be right back with you. Next thing we want to do, I do have the rubber band and the 2-ply jute tying this off, and I measured and I have the 9 inches that we wanted. So we want to put on the 1 1/4 inch wood nose painted in the Coral Cove by Tester's Craft Paints. So I paint these on a stir stick and then I pull them off when I need them. I glue them onto a paint stir stick and then paint them. And we'll let this set up for a minute. So the next thing we're going to do is make the arms. And you just want to take that top part of the sock that we cut off, and we're going to fill it with polyester fiber fill. We'll just pull this down a little bit and then we'll have it just right. So then we want to take our rubber bands, tie off the ends, this is the part that we're going to glue on the body, and then the other part will become the cuff to the sleeve. We'll tie that off. And just push in the polyester fiber fill because we're going to put the hand there. But the next thing we're going to do is put the 2-ply jute over the rubber bands. Like that. And then I do have the other arm already made, so you don't have to wash that again. And I've got them all made like that. The next thing we're going to do is put the sleeves on, and I'll be right back to do that. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the sleeves on, but I do want to put the hands in first. Put the glue on here and just put them on the end with the cuff. Like that. And then what you want to do is take your mini tree skirt and you want to measure 11 inches across like this. 11 inches. And then just cut up as straight as you can. You got your 11 inches. And then you want to do that 2 more times. Use this as a pattern and just lay it right on there. Now one additional time. We can put this piece aside. So we have these 3 11-inch pieces. And what we want to do is use 2 of them to put the sleeves on the arms before we attach the arms to the body. And the other one we're going to use for the top of the costume. So we'll do the top of the costume. You just want to take this the first piece here, and we'll run some glue along the edge of the right side. Get that together there. Now we'll set that over here by the body. That's going to be our top piece here for the costume. And then we'll come back over here and work on the arms. We're going to do the same thing with the 2 arm sleeves. I'm going to let them all set up for a minute. The next thing we're going to do is take one of our 11-inch pieces and put the top part of the costume on here. Before we put the arms on, we want to make sure we put that on there first. And you want to take your 11-inch piece and just cut off 1 inch or so on the top here. And then turn it right side out. So with the seam going to the back, like that, you just want to pull it down as far as you can on the body. I'm going to take it and pull it underneath the nose. And pull out the little stub here that I call a little stub. Get that pulled out. And then this will be the top of the costume. Like that. You've got your seam in the back. And then we take our arms turn it right side out. And go ahead and put your arm in there. Just push it up as far as you can, like that. And then we want to put a tie around I can feel the rubber band and 2-ply jute that's on the arm underneath there. And that's where I'm putting this extra tie here. So this arm is ready to go on. I'm going to do that to this arm, and I'll be right back with you. Now, there's one thing I want to do to the arms before we put them on the body, and that's take and you're on the opposite side of this seam here, and then take and put your trim together like that. I'm reducing the sleeve. I'm putting some glue in here. And I'll just let it hold it with a clip. Like that. And I'll do the other one just across from the seam. Tuck it in like that. And we'll let those set up. We've got the arms all ready to go on. I wanted to make mention that the reason why not only do we reduce the size of the sleeve, but if you leave them open completely like they were just before we did this, if they're that big open, then they show all the raw edges of your hem here, all your raw edges of what the mini skirt had, and it's not real attractive. So if you close it up like this, it makes them a lot neater looking for the finished product. So what we're going to do is attach them now. You want to take your body and just kind of point these up on the back of the stub. Have the part that you just reduced, that part sticking up in the air, and then glue them on. I have that sticking up in the air. I'm on this side of the seam in the back. See, on this side of the seam. Like that. I'm going to let that set up, and I'm going to do the other sleeve, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the sleeves glued on, and the next thing I thought we should do is take our hat, our plush 12-inch Santa hat, and I got this from a grocery store way at the beginning of the season. They had them out there, $3.49 for these nice hats. So I got quite a few of them, and I decided to use it for my Santa costume today. So what we want to do is we want to cut 5 inches off the top of it, because we're going to use that for our Santa's hat. And so you want to measure 5 inches from the bottom of the pom-pom down, and then you get your 5 inches there, and just kind of draw a line in the fur all the way across like that, and just cut that off. And we're going to reserve this for the hat. Just like that. Put that aside for the hat. And then this part, we're going to make the pants. So we've got somewhere, we've got a seam right here. And we just have one seam. It gets kind of messy right here. So we have this one seam here for the front of our pants. And we want to flip it over. And we're going to cut right down the middle of the back. And then we're going to lay them this way. And we're going to glue these two pieces together. That's why we have the clamps from Dollar Tree. You could probably get away with one package. So I'm going to glue these two together. Get our glue on that fur. Like that. Put my clamps on there. And let that set up. So this is set up, but I want to just take off the first clip. And you see there where we're going to glue the white trim of the hat back onto the red fur. So just take off the first clip, and there's about an inch, inch and a half there that we're going to put some glue in. Just about a quarter of an inch in. And of course I run out of glue. I need to pay more attention to that, I think. Here we go. So I've got the glue on this side, and on the other side, we'll do about a quarter of an inch in, and then put your clamp back on there. Okay, be right back. So I've got my clips here. I'm going to take them off. And then turn it this way. So we have another seam in the back. Seam in the front, seam in the back. We can glue that white right there down a little bit here. Right on the seam. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on the body. I think that's going to stay for me. So what we're going to have to do is go this way with it. And pull that all the way up over the top of the white fur. With the seams, we want the seam to end up coming out the front like that. So I'm going all the way up over this white fur. The white fur is basically there for the bulk, because we're not going to see it. So we've got the pants up like that. Getting all the extra fur off of there. So there's the pants. And the next thing that we want to do is put a belt on. Now, you may think, well, in the end, you're not going to see the belt, but you do see the belt on the sides of this project. And it really makes a difference, that detail. So we're going to put the belt on. It's just it's about a 14 by 1.5 inch piece of felt. You just want to put that around there like that. Glue it on. I'm going to start back here at the seam with the belt and wrap it around and glue it until I get to the seam again. And then we'll be done with this belt. I'll be right back with you. This pants attached. We've got the belt on there. And what we want to do is stuff the pants. He's a Jolly St. Nick. And we want to put some stuffing in there. This stuffing is actually going to make it so he sits just right in the sleigh. You want to go around and get your stuffing in place. Pull it back down like that. I think maybe a little bit more right there. Okay, so the next thing that we can do is go ahead and put the beard on and the back hair. So we're going to get the 4 by 4 inch beard. Take it and round it out a little bit by putting some glue in the bottom corners and folding it up. Like that. Fold it up. And then at the top, you want to fold it in half and cut a slit that will make it so it can go over the nose. Like that. And now the beard's ready to go on. So you just want to take it. This is getting to look more and more like Santa. And you want to slide it over the nose like that, where you did the slit. And you want to glue in at each side. Just kind of glue it in there like that. Don't do it straight across. Kind of smush it in there. Smush. Get it like that and just get it in there. The hat has to be able to go over the top of all this stuff, so we're trying to, we won't want it to be glued out way far. I'm going to go underneath right here. I see I have a little where I can see the costume there, so I'm going to glue that up a little bit. So I'll be right back. So I'm combing out the back hair. Kind of a fine white look to it. It's a 3 by 4 inch piece of fur for the back hair. And we're going to turn them around like that and just put your glue on there and smush it right into the stub. like that. And we'll let that set up. The thing I want to do is get the hat ready to go on, and we just need to get the trim for around the bottom of this hat from the piece of mini skirt that we had left over. I'm actually not even going to have to use any of the second pack. It's just going to fit just right. So just one mini skirt for this project. So you just take and you want to start it with a seam ripper and get it started coming off. And that's how you do that. And then we're going to take the whole piece of fur. Sometimes we glue it on just folded in half, but on this we're going to do the full piece of fur. We're going to put the seam in the back, so we're going to have to trim the bottom of this hat a little bit. Very little, because we don't have a lot of, that'll be good. So we just want to go and glue it around, but we're starting at the seam here. We'll glue that around the hat. Now I'm going to glue it all the way around and be back with you. I've got the hat done, the trim's all around it, and I put some stuffing inside. So we're ready to glue the hat on. So we want to start in the center of the top of the nose. Right there. Make sure your seam of your hat's in the back. And put it on like that. And I like to let that set up for a couple minutes before I do the sides and the back. Okay, so what we want to do next is to pump about 4 pumps of glue on each side. I'm just going inside the hat and then letting it drop down onto the shoulder. Like that. And it'll drop down and stay inside the hat and not have glue all over the outside of your hat. So we'll let that set up and then we'll do the back. Okay, so I've got them turned around to the back. What we want to do first in the back is glue the hair down. We'll glue the hair down like that. And then we're going to do the pumps in the back of the hat. We don't want the hat to be flopping because the hair is not glued down. Like that. And then let that glue fall down on the inside and set that all up. So the next thing we need to do is go ahead and make the boots. And they're real simple. You can see in the sleigh that's made up, you don't see too much of the boots when it's all finished, but it's real important to see the boots, what you do see. So we're going to put the boots on now. And you want to take 2 of your black socks, lay them right on top of each other, and then cut just below the heel. Like that. And I'll be putting this in my sock drawer and using it for another project. So we won't be using those on this project. So what we want to do is put some polyester fiber fill. About like that. And then we'll put a rubber band around them. Just a couple times. We don't want it to be real bulky. Do it a couple times, and then you can glue it shut. Like that. And we still need to put the 2-ply jute on there. Just not real tight. Just like that. And there's one of your boots. I'm going to do the other one and I'll be right back. So we're going to put the boots on now. Once I put the boots on, he's not going to stand up as nice as he's standing up right now. So if you want just the Santa and you're not going to put him in the sleigh, this would be the time that you would stop and just put his accessories on him, as a wreath, his candy cane, and the bow on the candy cane, his accessories on him, and just keep him as a Santa Claus without the sleigh. It's totally up to you. But we're going to put the boots on him, and then after that, I'm not gonna be encouraging him to stand up too much, because I'm going to be putting the accessories on him and getting him ready to put in the sleigh. So what we want to do is we want to put our boots like this. And what we can do is actually put some glue them together before we even put them on there. Put some glue in there. And then we'll put the glue on both of them. And just go ahead and line the seam up and put the bottom of your sock body right on there like that. And we'll let that set up. I'm going to lean them back a little bit and put a little bit more glue down here. And continue letting them set up. The next thing that we're going to do is the toy pack. And what you want to do is take that leftover sock that you should have, the half a sock, and we're going to fill this with polyester fiber fill and then tie it at the top. We'll leave about maybe 1.5 inches out of the, that's where we're going to fasten it. Okay? Be right back with you. Now I've got him, the toy pack all stuffed up with the polyester fiber fill. And I put a rubber band around there. And I want to tie the 2-ply jute with a lot of extra jute so it can go down to his hands like he's holding the toy pack. Like he's ready to jump out of the sleigh and down the chimney. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that, and then we're going to glue it on the back. Let me show you how I've got him standing up right now. He's got his little gift right here. It helped me to work on him. So we want to glue this so that you can see a good part of it from the front, like that. just about right there. So I get quite a bit of glue on this. Then I'm going to do it. I don't want those in there. Do it so you can see it from the top. And that'll take a couple minutes. Right. We've got the bag attached, and I took the extra 2-ply jute and glued it to his hand, and then I put him in the sleigh, and he fits really nice in there. The thing that I wanted to do was to go ahead and glue his arms down a little bit, right like that. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back with you. We've got the arms glued down, and I'm going to start putting these accessory pieces on. I'm going to put this piece with the flower facing to the front. So you're going to actually glue this corner piece on. I'll go right on the seam. When I go around to glue him in, I will be gluing that part right there onto the sleigh. So at least that's on there good. So the next thing we'll do is let's make the little wreath. We need these things for the wreath. So these are wired garland ties from Dollar Tree. I think this is one of the best deals they have. You get 12 of these for $1.25, and they come in handy for a lot of things. So for the wreath, I used 2 of them and just twist them together. Bring them around like that. I think that's too big. Let me go back a minute. There's better. And twist it around like that. Simple little wreath for them to hold on to. This is going to go on this hand, and I'm going to take and I'm going to glue some of these bells from this door hanger on there. Maybe the 3 shorter ones. Just cut those off like that. And as I'm holding them, I want to join them together. So I'm just going to put some glue on all 3 of the ribbons. And then just wait a minute. Now I am using a low temperature glue gun. If you were using a regular glue gun, you would burn yourself a lot of times doing stuff like this. And even the low temperature, you just have to be real careful. So I got these glued together, and then we'll glue them on the back of the wreath. Like that. There we go. There was a piece of glue on the ribbon I had to get off. So we have that on there like that, and then we wanted to take these little ribbons, these little bows, mini bows from Dollar Tree, and put one every other spot on there. clip off the extra tie, because we're not going to tie them on, we're going to glue them on. And just go around like you can see on that first one, like this one. We're going to go red, green, all the way around on that, and then we'll attach it. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so the wreath is ready. We're going to just glue it on the back of his hand here. He's holding that. I'll let that set up. I've got the wreath glued on, and I've been wanting to show you about the hairspray. You can use the hairspray to shine up his nose. Makes his nose shiny. I usually put about 3 coats of hairspray on the nose before I'm finished with the project. While you're doing the hair, styling the hair, you can be spraying the nose. I'm not in front of that, so I hope it's straight. So the next thing we can do is to take this big red bow. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They were like 6 in a package. I just glue this right on the front. And we'll let that set up. I'm going to glue the little red bow to the candy cane ornament in order to hide the ornament part. I'm going to glue that right to there. And then we're going to put it right, find a spot right here for it. Let me turn this around. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so we have the candy cane in. You can either put that in before or after you do the present, just to see how it fits for you. Now the last thing you want to do is take these garland ties and your berries and go around, and as you're gluing your parts of your Santa onto the edge here, you're also taking these and sticking them in for part of the centerpiece. We'll do berries on all the 4 corners. So we'll go around and do that. Take his arm, put it up, then put some glue on the edge and put it back down. And just go around and do that with everything, and put your ties in, and I'll be right back with you, and we'll put the berries on. All right, I've got them glued in all the way around, and I've got the garlands put in and glued in. The last thing I have to do is put the berries in and find placements for them that look natural, and I'll put them in all around, and when I come back, we'll be finished. We're all finished now. This is our Santa gnome. We're going to take him and put him in the Gnomesville Christmas Village in just the next segment. So there's our Santa in our Gnomesville Christmas Village. I thank you for coming and spending this time with us today. If you like this video, make sure to like. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.